Hello, everyone. My name is Beth Zoller, and I am going to be your instructor for medical terminology this fall semester. The book we are going to be using is from Elsevier, and you can purchase that book from the bookstore. And I do suggest that you get a hold of it right away. We do have a lot of terminology classes, and there's a lot of students that take medical terminology. And unfortunately, the book gets sold out very quickly. So jump on that very soon and get your book and from the bookstore. And the information you will be able to get within 7 to 10 days, or if you're lucky, sooner than that. The information you'll need to purchase the book is listed in the syllabus. You can also find it by looking at or clicking on the bookstore. And like I said, I strongly suggest that you order your book right away so that you have it for the first day of class. Now, medical terminology is like learning a whole nother language. There are different ways of saying terms, so pronunciation is a very important part of your learning medical terms. I have decided I will set up groups so that students can practice with each other the pronunciation, the spelling, all of that piece that goes along with learning medical terminology. I strongly suggest that each group meets at least 3 times a week. It can be 15 minutes 3 times a week, a half hour, an hour, whatever you feel you need. But I do feel that you will need to be at least 3 times a week. And since I'm assigning the groups, I will be monitoring your groups as well. When you're in those groups, you'll be able to practice with each other your pronunciations and your spellings and your analyzing of terms and your memorizations. Oh yes, that is memorizations. But most of all, your pronunciations. And by working in the groups and practicing the spelling and pronouncing, as time goes by, you'll be shocked as how much easier it becomes that you realize how much you have learned. I also want to go over the first 3 chapters of the workbook and let you know how very important I feel these are. I feel that they are the basis of your learning for medical terminology. Why? Because the chapter 1 is the introduction to medical terminology. That includes the Greek and Latin word parts, eponyms, which are terms derived from names of persons and places, acronyms, those are words that are formed from the first letters of a phrase, such as Marissa, which is MRSA, which is a methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. And we also have modern language, which are terms derived from the English language. Chapter 2 is about body structure, color, and oncology. In that chapter, we will learn about body cavities, such as abdominal pelvic area, thoracic area, and there's a whole lot more in what all of those entail. We'll also learn about colors. in colors like yellow, blue, red, and what those examples or what those colors tell us about the diseases that are going on with an individual. As an example, blue, which is cyan/O, is for cyanosis. Chapter 3, we find the directional terms. Well, they're directional terms and they're planes, positions, regions, and quadrants. The directional terms will tell us if we're looking at the top, the bottom, the side going out, that type of thing. Positions are like if we're sitting, or laying down, what position are we in? And the regions and the quadrants. Again, I strongly suggest that you learn these 3 chapters. One other thing I want to mention in regions and quadrants, you really need to know these because you need to know what body functions or body parts are in those regions and functions, so that if you're going into nursing or into medicine at all, you want to be able to know when a patient is saying, I have pain here, I have pain in my belly, you know which section they're talking about. You also need to learn and memorize your prefixes, suffixes, and word roots. Those are ones that are going to help you at least 80% of the time, my feeling it is anyway, that you will know what those terms mean. The other thing I'm going to be doing is giving you exercises for each of the remaining chapters. And those exercises are really going to feel like duplicates. You're going to have an exercise that has the words, and you're going to have to put the definitions. And on the other side, you're going to have the definitions, and you're going to need to put in the words. Along with that, those are in the book. Along with that, you're going to have to provide those exercises and be able to submit them. So I would recommend that you put those in on paper so that they can be submitted. Now, if you don't have a scanner, I would try to use Google Docs and do all your written work from Google Docs, because there you can work with that, you can download it, and you can submit it. There will not be any available email submissions. It all has to be submitted to Blackboard. All right? No emailing to me. It has to be submitted directly to Blackboard and to the right place and at the right time. There will also be open office hours on Monday between 11:30 and 12:30. I'm also going to be holding a class on time where we will all meet and we will decide what time and what day that will be, so that we can go over some of the subject matter that we need to do. And we'll try to make the information or the times as working for all of you so that you can be there. If not, we will try to make sure that we can record it so that you can see it at a later time. But I would like everybody to at least be there at least a quarter to 50% of the time. And that's all that I have right now. I just wanted to welcome you. I think I sort of blasted you with too much work, but I wanted to say hello and welcome you to medical terminology. And I can't wait to see you on the inside. So thank you all, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.